All right, hello there. We are back. I think we're on our way to the third, um, what do you call it here? Our third thing that we need to go for. There was an orb that we had in the last episode. We said it was a damaged soul anchor, the third seal. So we're at the third seal. We have the three chains of light tether it to the seal below. Breaking any of them unbinds the spirit. The spirit is fragmented, possibly unstable. The seal circle is warded to hold the spirit in place, but those protections are weakening. So I think we're going to try to communicate with it first before we go ahead and try to break it. See if there's anything that we can do. I'm going to have Sarwin attempt to communicate with and possibly stabilize the orb. Sarwin Sageheart steps closer to the shimmering blue orb, his voice hushed, steady, like one speaking to a frightened ghost at the edge of waking. The torch of the first flame casts runes and fractured glyphs across the well's surface as he raises a hand, fingers glowing with a gentle arcane light. The whispers echo louder now, fragments of thought cycling, decaying, looping. Not this time. Spiral's wrong, I said. I said no. I said no. All right, we do an Arcana and Diplomacy check. Got a major success on that. Arcane contact made. The orb flares briefly, then dims, and the chamber suddenly grows silent. The whispers fall into a single coherent voice. Who calls me back? Sarwin breathes deeply. I am Sarwin of the Company of Red Iron. You are bound here, fragmented. We seek to understand before we unbind. Tell me your name. There is a pause. The flame flickers. The orb speaks. I was called Valrian once. Lorekeeper, dream chained. I saw too far. I held the writ sixth key. So they broke me, divided me, sealed me here. Three bindings hold me, but one chain was already cracked. I am slipping. If you sever another, I will wake, and then the seal breaks. But there is more. If you bring me my name, fully spoken, I will return whole. The seal will break gently, without backlash. Find the fragments, reclaim me, or cut me loose and let the spiral tear. All right, so Saruman attempts to seek out Valerian's full name, looks for inscriptions or something recorded in the archive. Saruman, with the torchlight casting deeper shadows around the chamber, turns from the orb and begins combing through the ruins of the Archive of Echoes. The rest of the company stands silent, watchful, as he searches the fractured records of a forgotten order for the true name of a broken soul. The whispering orb flickers faintly behind him, awaiting its memory. A toppled pillar, half buried in dust, bears a spiral carving marked with 7 etched names, faded but recoverable with magical light. 3 are visible. Maldorith, the soul of the second seal, Vale, cut off, Serenthiel of the depths. A cracked scroll tube, preserved in an alcove, holds a vellum fragment, a ritual record. And when the seventh tore the weave, the ring named him no longer. He was called instead Valerian Starbinder, Lorebinder, the Unseeing Flame. A final line scratched into the wall near a reading desk, scorched black. His name sealed in three parts: Starbinder, Lorebinder, Flame. All right, we got the name. Valerian Starbinder, Lorebinder, the Unseeing Flame. Sarwin returns to the well and the waiting orb. All right, he raises his staff and speaks aloud clearly and calmly. You are Valerian Starbinder, Lorebinder, the Unseeing Flame. We bring your name whole, we return what was taken. The orb shudders, light surges, the chains of light tremble, then unwind and dissolve without a sound. The seal below pulses and disperses like mist, its red sigil crumbling gently into the wall. Okay, the third seal's broken. We got 3 out of the 6. There is no explosion, no scream, only relief, like a fever breaking. The voice whispers, I remember. Thank you. Beware the fourth. She remembers more than I ever did. And then silence. All right, so the outcome we have the third seal's been broken successfully. Valerian's soul released peacefully. Sarwin gains +1 to any future checks involving ancient or arcane lore from Valerian's residual memory, lore marked. The well below now reveals a faint spiral staircase descending deeper. So we now have broken 3 of 6 seals. The spiral descends toward the hollow crown. And so now our choices will be, do we want to descend the revealed staircase to the fourth seal, rest or regroup, search for any additional relics, or have the party discuss what's ahead? Some good choices here. The flame dims, the dream stirs. The one beneath turns in its sleep. All right, so what I did decide to do is have the group look for, uh, search for additional relics in the room, in the archive of echoes. And I want to have Ling and Moonfinger look ahead. So Ling and Moonfinger steps lightly through the shattered shelves and scroll cases of the archive of echoes, torchlight casting long, flickering shadows across the warped tomes and scorched walls. The rest of the company of Red Iron fans out behind him, each member combing the ruined chamber for anything of worth, warning, or power before descending to the next seal. So Lingen does a trap detection. He pauses near a half-buried chest beneath a crumbled table. His eyes narrow, the dust is disturbed, but not by rat or rot. Pressure trigger here, he mutters. Probably darts, or worse. He takes the Steve tools, and with a flick and a whispered curse, he disengages the mechanism inside. Inside lies a scroll, tube wrapped in black velvet, and coin pouch marked with a 7 raid crown sigil. So we've got a couple relics here. We got the Scroll of Temporal Warding, Tier 2 Wizard spell. When cast, creates a glowing ring of glyphs. It halts the next magical effect that crosses it. One spell, one effect only. Also a crown sigil coin pouch with 33 silver coins, and a jet black ring etched with the bull's head. Non-magical, but clearly ceremonial. All right, and this one here, we found a fragmented tome, The Spiral of Chains. It's missing pages, but one legible page reads. Sarwin's going to read this one aloud. The fourth was once the binder of guilt. She drank memory to forget her own. If she sees herself in you, she will try to finish what she never could. All right. All right. Our choices here are now to descend, take a brief rest, and prepare spells, recovery. I mean, there's only a couple people that are really damaged. Have casters prepare countermeasures. Yeah. All right. I want to have Sarwin and Throganlear look at preparing some countermeasures against mind magic or memory. And the rest of the party will form a tighter defensive formation before heading down to the fourth seal. Sarwin Sageheart and Throganlir Leadsender kneel side by side at the edge of the now faded seal, surrounded by glowing embers of dissolved arcana. Their heads bow in tandem as they begin preparing for what awaits at the fourth seal, the binder of guilt, a being tied to memory and manipulation. All right, so Sarwin we have an arcane and divine preparation phase here going on. Sarwin draws 3 concentric circles on the floor with chalk and ash, whispering, "Let this veil my thoughts as the evil guards the star." Effect prepared, arcane mind warding, custom effect, duration until the next long rest or dispelled. The benefit, it grants advantage on the first intelligence or wisdom saving throw against mind affecting magic like charm, fear, memory loss. Applied to Sarwin Vam Tharian. Throganlir has one that applies to Uzguk, Lingen, and Sarwin. Throganlir sprinkles ash and old root fibers over the hearts of 3 party members, intoning softly, "Let what is true remain, let guilt bind no soul but its own." Blessing of Clarity, duration 1 hour or until triggered. Benefit, automatically resists 1 charm or fear effect. Divine Glow will warn the caster when it triggers. All right, so we got a tighter formation, the front line Lingen, Torch Scout, Vam Tharian, the midline, a nice midline of Uzguk, Grumpsh, and Thormal, the back line Throlganlir and Sarwin. Weapons drawn, blessings active, the company of red iron descends into the stone spiral revealed beneath the third seal. All right, so we've got some protection against mental manipulation, advanced warning of a foe who uses memory as a weapon. Might come handy in this fourth seal. The name and fate of Valrian, the unseeing flame, a partial completed spiral path. All right, the stairs descend into silence and the air becomes still. No chains this time, no echo, only a slow, steady heartbeat felt through the soles of your boots. All right, would you like to proceed directly to the fourth seal chamber or have anyone in the party take point and investigate? I'm going to have Lingen look for any traps or any investigate before the remainder of the group enters. And I'm going to have Sarwin as well look for any type of magic before the rest of the group enters. I hope that's enough. I feel weird about this fourth seal. Ling and Moonfinger, ever the silent shadow, moves first down the final steps of the spiral into a chamber cloaked in stillness. The torch of the first flame reveals its shape slowly, like the room is exhaling memory itself. Sarwin follows closely, staff aglow, arcane senses already crackling. The chamber of the fourth seal, the mirror vault. The walls are lined with fractured mirrors, some broken, others clouded. They do not reflect your true image. In some, your face is aged, in others, missing entirely. In the center, suspended in chains of tarnished silver, is a stone mirror frame, empty. Around it, a blood circle seal pulses, its shape sharper than the others, razor-like. The air smells faintly of ink, wine, and salt tears. Lingen trap detection. Lingen inches forward, testing each tile. He quickly spots pressure-sensitive floor plates near the edge of the seal. Pressure traps, multiple, possibly tied to illusion magic. If you step wrong, you might step into someone else's memory. He disables one carefully, then marks the safe path forward. Sarwin detects magic and glyph sense. As he approaches the mirror frame, his breath catches. The frame, it's not empty, it's hungry. It doesn't show reflection because it's meant to take one. Enchantment and divination. Um, Function, if someone steps into the center, the mirror attempts to steal their identity. pulling guilt, regret, or past choices into the light. The spirit bound to the seal uses those emotions to strike or bind. This isn't sounding like someone that we might want to be releasing gracefully here. Floor trap, central mirror frames a soul binder. I've got some emotional manipulation going. A binder of guilt. Wow. The path is now clear. The seal lies ahead. The mirror frame remains still, still waiting for someone to step into its truth. The mirror is not just watching, it's remembering. Oh boy. Going to have Sarwin attempt to dispel or disrupt the mirror itself. Sarwin Sageheart steps forward, eyes locked on the tarnished mirror frame, suspended in silver chains. At the center of the fourth seal, his staff hums with rising arcane pressure. The chamber's broken mirrors shimmer faintly in response, as though bracing for what's to come. It's not just a binding force, he murmurs. It's a memory siphon, a trap that feeds on identity. If we break it, we may sever the anchor before the binder awakens. He plants his staff, raises a hand, and begins to cast. All right, let's go try to dispel magic. Sarwin is using advanced arcane focus to sever enchantments and nullify the seal's active channeling before it can awaken fully. The silver chains tremble. The mirror frame shudders and releases a shriek, like 1,000 whispers inhaling at once. One of the broken mirrors on the wall shatters. The blood seal beneath the frame flares white, then dissolves into cold ash. For a moment, the air is completely still, and then, "You stole it from me!" A faint voice, female, cracked and weary, echoes from every shattered mirror, but there is no rage, no vengeance, only sadness. "Thank you." And with that, the seal breaks, gently, completely. Well, that was way easier than I thought. That can't be. No direct confrontation triggered. The binder of guilt is unbound, but her energies dispenses peacefully. The party avoids emotional or memory-based backlash. I was scared about that, by the way. Sarwin gains the mark of clarity. Permanent advantage versus illusion and mind-altering magic once per rest. All right. From behind the now ruined mirror frame, a hidden archway opens, revealing a corridor sloping deeper into the dark, its walls carved with the fifth spiral symbol, etched in fire, hardened stone. All right, 4 out of 6. This is like going way easier than I thought, and it bothers me because we had more trouble initially getting into this place and dealing with the Hulk and some of the creatures in here. And then breaking these seals has been way too easy. It is. I don't see how this can continue. Vam remains the Slayer, Black Iron Sword ready. Sarwin holds the arcane favor from true released souls. The path to the fifth seal has opened. What would you like to do? The dream trembles, the spiral turns. 2 seals remain. Should we search for relics? The party briefly searches the mirror vault for relics or any hidden lore. Might be a bad call. I don't know. With the binder of guilt dispersed, the mirror vault lies quiet, its oppressive atmosphere lifted. The shattered reflections no longer shimmer with threat, and the once hungry Central frame lies inert, draped in its ruined silver chains. Lingen leads the sweep, scanning for physical traps or hidden compartments. Sarwin and Throgenlear scan for arcane residue or spiritual traces. The rest of the company of Red Iron forms a perimeter, watching the shadows for anything stirred by the seal's unbinding. All right, Lingen, thievery, and scouting. He pries loose a cracked panel beneath a broken mirror. Inside, a sealed ritual coffer, dustless, untouched by time. Sarwin. He deciphers glyphs hidden behind a fogged mirror, binding runes transcribed from the earliest Crimson Ring rituals, repurposed to trap emotion itself. This chamber was a vault of memory, he says. These weren't just reflections, they were recordings of trauma, stored and sealed, and one was someone's. All right, so the ritual coffer, a scroll of mirror word, a tier 2 arcane spell, creates a reflective barrier that bounces mind affecting magic back at its caster for 1d4 rounds. One use and then it disintegrates. A memory key, a non magical carved bone disc with spiral engraving, may unlock an emotional ward or memory sealed vault further below. And a sealed letter signed Serenthal of the Depths. If my seal still holds, then I failed. If you read this, I am next, and I do not wish to be freed. Ooh, that's interesting. That'd be the only one, right? So the fifth seal belongs to Serenthil, who is aware of their place in the spiral and dreads their awakening. The memory key may interact with magical barriers or lore locks in the lower chambers. The scroll of mirror word could counter a powerful mental strike from Sarenthil or protect another party member. So the scroll of mirror word is given to Sarwin, the memory key held by Vam the Slayer, and the letter kept in party journal, um, available to be reread if needed. So now, here we go. The archway to the fifth seal awaits. Cool air flowing from beyond, scented with brine and something rotted, but still living. Would you like to rest briefly here before descending? Have Lingen scout ahead towards the fifth seal. Prepare specific countermeasures before entering. I think we're gonna take a rest. We're gonna take a brief rest before we go down to this fifth seal. That was really two very quick seals here. We're gonna have the party rest briefly here before descending any further. The company of Red Iron sets down their packs amid the quiet ruin of the mirror vault. The fractured reflections no longer whisper or writhe, only the faint hum of the spiral remains, pulsing like a slow heartbeat through the stone beneath you. A watch rotation is agreed upon. Bedrolls are spread. Throlgenlear traces a small circle of salt and ash around the center of the room and offers a low, steady prayer to Geed, god of the grave. Let memory be light and guilt pass like shadow. All right, the watch rotation. First watch. Lingen quietly scans broken mirrors for movement. Grumsh mutters threats at his reflection. The second watch. Tharian and Uzguk both keep their weapons on their knees, unmoving. The torchlight never flickers. Definitely like this eternal flame thing going. Um, Sarwin meditates, whispering through a silent page of his grimoire. Throgenlear holds the sealed letter from Serenthil and does not speak. Spells refreshed. Sauron regains Detect Magic, Magic Missile, and the Mirror Word Scroll for one use. Throgenlear regains Cure Wounds, Protection from Evil, Turn Undead. Healing, minor wounds tended, rations consumed. Mental defenses remain intact. Arcane and divine wards will continue into the next seal. The torch of the first flame remains ever bright, untouched by time. I'm loving that flame. 4 of the 6 seals are broken. All right, so we've got another one ahead here. Um, so we're gonna have to decide what's next, guys. I'm going to think this one over before we go to the 5th seal. And actually, we're going to save this 5th seal for the next episode. But it's getting really interesting. We've got 2 more to go. I have a feeling when we hit the 6th one, it's going to be pretty epic. I don't even know what to expect. And I'm actually surprised the party is still intact at this point. But we will join back together soon and join the company of Red Iron as they descend towards the 5th seal in the next episode. Take care, everyone.